Now here in this session, I'm gonna teach you about the line organization. Assistant manager will understand whatever the manager says and he will get the work done from the foremen very efficiently. Unity of command. Now what is this unity of command? That is, see, if you have a autocratic leadership in a line organization, what happens is the creativity will be suppressed. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to all the students here. Now here in this session, I'm gonna teach you about the line organization. Now we went with the matrix organization. I'll tell you about the line organization. It is the very old practice of line organization, that is, in a management, in a corporate, in a business firm, this line organization is the oldest and the simplest organization. So line organization is the most oldest, as I told you, and simplest method of administrative organization, but not for the very big companies. It is for a small company. According to this type of organization, the authority flows from top to bottom in a concern. So we know that the authority always comes from the top to the bottom, but here in line organization, what happens here is, though it is the simplest and the oldest, through the line organization demerits only, we have got so many other organization structures. The line of command is carried out from top to bottom. This is the reason for calling this organization as scalar organization. This has scalar organization. In the previous sessions, I have told you what exactly a scalar chain is. Now, according to Henry Fayol, what a scalar chain is also we have got to know. So I'll not repeat what exactly the scalar organization is here, which means scalar chain of command is the part and parcel of this type of administrative organization. See here, when we go with the line organization, what happens? Just say we have here A, we have B, and we have C here. What happens? Authority flows from top to bottom, whereas the responsibility go from bottom to top. That is the line organization that maintain the scalar chain or the chain of command. I'll teach you here what exactly the line organization looks like. The first one here, if you understand, we have a MD here, managing director, and then we have a person who is here called the manager, and after that, if you try to understand, this line organization comes in a straight line. That is, you have the assistant manager with us, and then followed by the other people, like you have a foreman, the first foreman, the second foreman, the third foreman. Now supposingly, if the managing director tells something, the authority flows from top to bottom. It goes from the top to bottom, that is authority. And here the assistant manager need to listen to the manager, and the manager need to listen to the managing director, where the responsibility flows from bottom to top. So the responsibility will be here. Now here accountability also, that is, the assistant manager need to give all the accounts to the manager, and the manager need to give all the accounts to the managing director. If here, when we understand this line organization and the functional structure as well as the division structure, you will get to know this is done for a small company and a medium company. Usually it will not be done for a very big company. The demerits of line organization has given it to the matrix organization, where you have more people in it, than project organization, where the project manager will always be there. Now here, whatever the manager decides, the assistant manager need to take the decision. That's why I go with more of demerits as well as the merits in this line organization. The merits, if you understand, the assistant manager will understand whatever the manager says and he'll get the work done from the foremen very efficiently and productively. But if the manager fails to go for a right decision, if the manager gives a wrong decision, the assistant manager doesn't have any scope to ask a question to the manager that should we do it or we shouldn't do it. That is where the demerit will be placed, and that will actually suppress the foremanship creativity. One of the demerit of line organization is here it is that you are supposed to only work, that is you need to move your hands but not your brain. That is what you are supposed to go with line organization. That is the managing director, whatever the decisions is taken by the MD will actually be given to the manager. The manager will later take it to the assistant manager and so on. Sometimes what happens in the line organization is each one of them are independent for taking the decisions whatever they feel like taking it, because this is the oldest way of managing, and the managing director usually gives all the authority and the responsibility to the managers, and then the top level management will be free so that the middle level management will get the work done from the supervisory level as well as the lower level management. So in line organization, if we understand practicality, what happens is the unity of command and scalar chain are maintained. But if you go with the unity of command here, what happens is they're independently, they are executing their powers. If one of the manager or the assistant manager, they become autocratic leaders, then what happens is the people who are in the supervisor level, they are affected because they feel that it has been a monopoly kind of a practice and which is not really friendly for the environment or the business. Now, what are the features of line organization? Please understand, the features are for 10 marks where you can get it for 10 marks. You are supposed to write all these things. The first one is the most simplest form of organization. The authority flows from top to bottom. Specialized and supportive service do not take place in these organizations. See here, specialized and supportive. The way the project matrix as well as the other organization structure, functional and divisional, they go with it. Here you don't have a specialized and supportive services. Unfied control by line officer can be maintained since they can independently take decisions. They don't need to worry about anybody else. They can take the decisions. The subordinate and superior relationship will be maintained properly here. The kind of organization always helps in bringing efficiency in communication and bringing stability to a concern. That is what happens in the line organization. Though it is very simple here, a subordinate will get to know who is his superior so that they will not have any confusion, and one person will have one boss. That is the reason they are maintaining the scalar chain and the chain of command. And here, if you understand the line organization, what happens is you will have a proper communication. You don't have any dilemma or a confusion. You don't have any kind of a conflict because one person will be there to lead one person. So merits of line organization. The first one, though it is called simplest, the most simple and the oldest method of administration. Second is unity of command. Now, what is this unity of command? That is, each and every person should have one boss. That means one employee should have one boss. When you go with a unity of command here, please understand, say we have here, we have a person A and we have a person B. Now, unity of command in the sense, B should take orders from A only. Now, B cannot take order from somebody else. Though there is a person here called C, though A is subordinate of C, but still B will not take any command from C directly. B should take command only from A. That is what the unity of command is, that each employee should have one boss. Each employee should have one boss. That is the unity of command. In this organization, superior subordinate relationship is maintained and scalar chain is command flow from top to bottom. Next is better discipline. Now here try to understand, B will not take any order from C. That means the discipline is maintained. That is, whoever is the superior of B, only that person will actually give it the command. So there is no confusion. You don't have any confusion, no confusion. There will be totally no confusion at all. So the control is unified and concentrate on one person, and therefore he can independently make decisions by his own. Unified control ensures better discipline. Though here, if you understand, C is the boss of A, but still the employee B will take command from A. So that means A is independently giving all his commands. He will not take anybody's opinion about whether the command what is taking is right or wrong. So he have a total control over his own decisions. Now one is fixed responsibility. Now I gave an example here. In this type of organization, every line executive has got fixed authority, power and fixed responsibility attached to every authority. When I tell you this, please understand, when we went with this combination of A and the combination of B, and here we have somebody called C. Now fixed responsibility. Now A will have a fixed authority over B. Authority flows from top to bottom, and B will have a fixed responsibility over A, right? That is what it is. Both of them, they are supposed to know what the work to be done by each one of them. A should have authority with responsibility, the same way B should have responsibility with few authorities over to the next person, called here D. Right? So these are the things which you people should know. Next one here is flexibility. There is a coordination between the topmost authority and bottom line authority. Since the authority relationship are clear, line officials are independent and can flexibly take decisions. This flexibility gives satisfaction of line executive. See, it is not like very rigid where one person cannot do the other things. Right now it is everybody knows what is their authority, what is their power, what is their responsibility. So here the line officers will be very much flexible in executing their authority as well as the powers. Now they are independent to take decisions, so it will be what, very much flexible and easy to practice. Prompt decisions. Now due to factors of fixed responsibility, the unity of command, the officials can take prompt decisions. So whenever we go with any of the decisions taken by the authority, what happens is there are so many other organization structure which can actually provoke another person to actually not accept the decisions, but here because you have a fixed responsibility, the decisions will be taken very promptly. Demerits of line organization. As we have the merits, we still have the demerits as well. Now over-reliance. Now here over-reliance in the sense the line executive decisions are implemented to the bottom. This results in over-relying on the line officials. So you will be totally dependent on those people. Lack of specialization. A line organization flows in scalar chain from top to bottom, and there is no scope for specialized function. For example, expert advice, whatever decisions are taken by line managers are implemented in the same way. So if the line officer or the person who is there, if he is expertise, it is good. But if he is not expertise, you don't have any other hand so that they can tell what exactly to be done and what exactly not to be done. Inadequate communication. The policies and strategies which are framed by the top authority are carried out in the same way. This leaves no scope for communication from the other end. So whatever the officers feel like doing it, they'll do it. They'll never consult any of the subordinate. So there what happens is there is inadequate communication happens from the superior to the subordinates. So as I told you about the merits, there are still so many demerits. That's the reason we went with some other type of structure of organization. And one more is lack of coordination. Whatever decisions are taken by the line official, in certain situation, wrong decisions are carried down and implemented in the same way. Therefore, the degree of effective coordination is less. So the subordinates will always be in a dilemma that whether the decisions taken by the top level is good or bad. But even if they know that there is a bad decision which they have taken by the superiors, The subordinates cannot question or they cannot ask anything, where the coordination will be a problem. And one more thing is, there is no person to actually check what is happening in the official line. So when there is nobody here, what happens is the efficiency will drop and productivity will also be less. Authority leadership. Now the line officials have tendency to misuse their authority. This usually happens when they have more authority position. This leads to autocratic leadership and monopoly in the concern. See, if you have a autocratic leadership in a line organization, what happens is the creativity will be suppressed, and even sometimes what happens is there will be a conflict between the subordinate and the superiors, as superiors always have one of the edge over the subordinate, that is they can take decisions, they can make a new decision. So here what happens is the subordinate will be suppressed, as well as the subordinate will have a feeling that their creativity is not given a chance, they are being suppressed. And sometimes the subordinates feel that these people are practicing an autocratic leadership, which will actually somehow make the subordinate feel that it is insecure in their workplace, as well as there is no safety for their work. So these are the things which happens in the line organization. If you have any doubt regarding the line organization, please do call us. We're always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.